Is here with the big movers from yesterday, which saw heavy volume action. So just sort of what lay behind the price action. Almost take it away.
Morning, Prashant. And the most talked about stock in yesterday's session undoubtedly was Vodafone Idea. After all the developments that happened at the Supreme Court, it saw a very volatile trading session after that. The stock at one point was up almost 10%, eventually came off those levels, eventually closing just around 3.5% higher. We'll take a look at the volumes though, and it was 323 crore shares of Vodafone Idea that were traded in yesterday's trading session. The 20-day average is just under 85 crores, so 4x of its 20-day average volumes in yesterday's trade. And out of those 323 crore shares, just around about 45 crore shares were marked for delivery. The 20-day average is just around 18.5 lakh shares. Interestingly, yesterday's delivery volume, which was close to 45 lakh shares, was the highest in well over a month for Vodafone Idea. Now, Firstsource Solutions, mid-cap IT was buzzing in yesterday's session, more on the lines of anticipations of a rate cut from the Fed on Wednesday night. And Firstsource was up 8%, the biggest single-day gain since March. The volumes were also the highest since January of this year. We had close to 2 crore shares that were traded on Firstsource Solutions yesterday. The 20-day average is around 11.5 lakh shares. But out of those 2 crore shares, only 25 lakh were marked for delivery. And the 20-day average here is close to 6 lakh shares. So 4x of its average delivery volume as well for Firstsource. PSP Projects was one other mover yesterday in the broader markets. No specific news trigger behind it, but the stock was up 17%. The biggest single-day gain since its listing. The stock is up in 4 out of the last 5 sessions. The volumes were the highest since July, but the volumes on Monday were the sum total of the last 56 sessions put together for PSP Projects. 94 lakh shares were traded. The 20-day average is just a lakh. And out of those 94 lakh shares, 9 lakh shares were marked for delivery. The 20-day average here is less than 60,000 shares for PSP Projects. And lastly, Kabel, that stock was up and about in yesterday's trade, the third best performer on the Nifty 500 yesterday. The volumes were the highest since April. Yesterday's volumes were also the combined volumes of the last 26 sessions for Kabel. Close to 33 lakh shares traded. The 20-day average is less than a lakh for Kabel. And out of those 33 lakh shares, 3 lakh shares were marked for delivery. The 20-day average just over 60,000 shares. The stock also remains in focus because it reports earnings this week.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Hormuz.